Well, let's bring you an update from the stock market. The bears upstaged the bulls yesterday following renewed profit taking and backed upon by investors on the Nigerian Exchange Limited, causing market capitalization to decline by 127 billion naira. At the close of transactions yesterday, the market capitalization of listed equities declined by 0.52% to 24.3 trillion naira from 24.4 trillion naira recorded the previous day. The NGX All Share Index also depreciated by 234.6 points to 44,625.18 points from 44,859.78 points traded the previous day. Investors traded 150.97 million shares valued at 1.5 billion naira against 93.51 million shares worth 3.3 billion naira in 3,187 deals. On the price movement charts, Regal Insurance led gainers chart, increasing by 8.7% to close at 125 kobo, while Sovereign Trust Insurance followed with a gain of 8% to close at 27 kobo. Japan Gold added 7.41% to close at 29 kobo. Cornerstone Insurance increased by 4.17% to close at 50 kobo. USAN appreciated by 4.07% to close at 8 naira 95 kobo, while Mutual Benefit gained 3.57% to close at 29 kobo. Zenith Bank garnered 2.5% to close at 20 naira 10 kobo. United Bank for Africa added 1.42% to close at 7 naira 15 kobo. Sterling Bank gained 67% to close at 1 naira 51 kobo, and Nigerian Breweries garnered 12% to close at 41 naira 85 kobo. However, Farmdeco emerged the day's highest price loser, shedding 9.76% to close at 1 naira 85 kobo, and then other losers followed. Well, to further analyze this, we have joining us in the studio Ambrose Omodio, Chief Research Officer at Invest Data Consulting Limited. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me again.
Well, we see the market closing bearish for the first time this week. What are your thoughts on this?
For me, it's expected, but not really as a result of negative sentiment. What happened yesterday was a result of a sell-off in Excel that hit the market yesterday. If you look at the market breadth, we are having a positive market breadth yesterday, about 12 gainers against 9 losers. But the good thing is that the earnings that have come to the market so far is changing the pattern of investment and activities in the market, because I will tell you the numbers has beat expectation, that there's a disconnect between the number we're seeing and the economic headwinds have been in the market for like almost more than a quarter now. Tell you that Nigeria companies are well run, and for me it's a good thing for our managers here. We say kudos to them, but it's not done on investors to not sit down and see. Now that we're seeing this figure coming, which companies have posted a missed number, even a disappointing number, and those are posted surprising number. This is how you approach your position. I believe that between now and end of the month of November, we've seen market oscillating up and down. What we saw yesterday was a sort of just a profit taking or sell off in it, as I mentioned earlier. Another out of Gregu that's lost yesterday that pulled the market down. But for me today, we should expect a better market activity, because the life of Zenith Bank that came yesterday was impressive for me. That of First Holding Bank
Holding Company.
Yeah, it's also impressive. And more in the market that came yesterday. I believe that as we are seeing more number hitting the market today, till the end of 31st of this month, that will change the face of the market. Already we saw 5 straight gains before yesterday that we saw loss. Tell that people are really looking at where we can put our money. Like I said earlier, that the fixed income market might look interesting to some a group of investors that are fearful and also don't want to take risk. But for those who understand how to use the equity market to create wealth, you see opportunity when a company is selling far below his book value or below his normal value valuation. It's an opportunity for you to buy into that stock, so that when market starts also returning back, that stock will give you a good return that will even surpass what inflation is doing. So I believe that is what investors are looking now. And I say this rotation of from one sector to the sector will continue until end of even December, because that December we expect to see Santa Claus rally, another seasonality that will come around.
Well, let's look at the gain recorded by Regal Insurance, leading 12 gainers. That's by 8.7% to close at 25 kobo. What would you attribute?
For me, Regency Insurance is just market forces. There's nothing much, there's a moving price. Just a market forces. Yeah.
But what of that of UACN appreciating by 4.07% to close at 8.95 kobo?
UACN for me have suffered losses for more than a week. The price now become attractive for at a low price attraction. We're also looking to see their number. If their number also come and prove positive, we must also rebound that will continue from what is stopped yesterday. But I believe that both Regency, Insurance and UAC, it's just market forces and also price attraction. Like this because you have lost almost 5 days, the price now become attractive at around the 8 naira something. That's what people are not just because of fundamental has changed, but to see the third quarter earning to give us insight to what's expected at the end of the full year.
Okay, so how do you explain that of mutual benefits gaining 3.57% to close at 29 kobo?
Yeah, mutual benefit, if you look at also, we have led in terms of volume.
Yes.
For me, I believe that people are seeing opportunity, not because the company have done so financial, but because the price are remain stable. And also, don't forget, this third quarter is what we're expecting. People look at, let's see the numbers of this insurance company. I would also say that is because of the volume that people saw attracted people, not because there's something fantastic in the company as to speak now. We believe that also certainly their third quarter result, which is 9 months performance, that will give us an insight what's likely to happen at the end of this insurance company financial year. That is where I would say, it's a result of the numbers that we're seeing now. But for other industries or other sectors, we've seen their numbers will come. But for this insurance, the one that came from insurance is more from ICO. ICO was looking good when the result came to the market, but ICO lost yesterday. The day the result, market had to read about 2 days. It was liquid in the market, but now it's among the one that people took profit yesterday. But I believe that until we see the number that from this Regency and mutual benefit, we can't conclude where they are going. But I believe that just market forces as a result.
Okay, let's look at the losers. For instance, Farm Deco topping the losers, looking at shedding 9.76% to close at 1 naira 85 kobo.
If you look at the sector where the Farmadeco is operating, the healthcare sector, that is the hinting anywhere in the world because of what the healthcare had to do with both those at old and the young ones. I believe that those what we're seeing that stock with us. Also, I would say that market sentiment on it. But I believe because the company have also released their third quarter, also if you look at their previous year, they are still posting losses. But I believe that the more they reduce their losses, the more attractive it become. But once investors see the number coming from that company, that will give them what to buy. The price move down from 2 naira 10 kobo to around the 1 naira 85 kobo. For me, it's a good one for people that are thinking, because that sector, I will tell you, with time, it will just start, become a money spinner for investor. What I say so is that yes, they're still enjoying some facility from the CBN for special intervention in the healthcare sector, and also as a result of we go into vaccine production. We have partnered with one of the Cuba to start with. If that happens, even though they are not directly involved in the vaccine production, because it's an industry, if Fixing or me and Baker is one producer, but can see that the life of GSK, and this Nimet and Farmadeco will also benefit because it's a sectoral thing. That's thing we should look at. For me, it's just
but you don't think the COVID-19 curbs in some countries also affected the health sector in a way? The stocks? No.
Even the COVID-19 was a discussed blessing for them, because when it came, demand for vaccine went up. That is a plus, and it went back. Everybody was putting money to make sure that people don't die. That is, they don't making money. That's why you have to look at the numbers from post-COVID-19 for this healthcare. They are doing well. The numbers are even Nigeria here. This is the first time we're seeing a life of facing hit almost 12 naira, 13 naira. It tells that we're all enjoying the benefit of the COVID-19. That's why people are looking at industries that are kind of involved in that benefited from it.
Well, let's also look at the loss recorded by GTCO, losing 1.1% to close at 18 naira.
For me, GTCO is just profit taking, but at the price it still look attractive for investors that are designing. Why I say it's profit taking is just move from as low as 16 naira 85 kobo to almost 18 naira 70 90 kobo. That it's almost like 2 naira gain. People will like the profit. Also, result that came to the market look missed, but for me it's an improved number compared to what they did in a half year. For me, GTCO, for me, those that are really in this, especially long-term investor and also dividend income investor, I think that's where they should put their time, because the dividend already is high. If they maintain their 2 naira 70 kobo at the end of this current financial year, the price is around 18 naira, it's not less than 15% yield, and that is just on dividend alone. If price move from this price to around 21, that's about 30% again. That's giving almost 50% return on GTCO. That means for those that are really designed, that access, because not everybody understand how to trade said, if you get into this, how you invest in that, because don't forget that the banking sector anywhere in the world remains the engine of any economy. And we know the fundamental of GT code. I believe that it's an opportunity for people to take advantage of the low price and position.
Well, you talked about Airtel Africa before, but it looks like they've been on a losing spree. This time around 2.83% to close at 1 naira 27 kobo. Rather, yeah.
Yeah, if you look at that number that was released today, I did expect the stock to lose, but the number was not bad. It's a missed number, and also they're declaring interim dividend about 2.18 cents as interim dividend for half year. It's a good one, but don't forget that, as investors or traders, look at where can I get a better return. The price of Ether at the kind of current dividend they're paying, even if it's in cent or in dollar, compared to the price it's selling. If I have opportunity to buy other stuff that, like I don't mention GTP, Business Bank is there, UBA is there, Access Bank is there, Fidelity's Bank is there, other companies like others first that I can go and play and make higher dividend that will do that, they naturally sell off. But not that because the fundamental of Ether is bad. Just before people want to reposition that portfolio to forward a higher yield and a higher return.
Well, the market will be closing for today. What should we be expecting?
Yes, I expect the market to reverse the trend we saw yesterday, because as a result of Ether that allowed them to put the market in red. If market maintain the recovery I've seen the last 5 days apart from yesterday, I see the market closing positive for this week, and that will be as a result of today. Seeing the result of Zenith Bank, that of bank, and what's it called, LBN Holding, we expect market to react to these fantastic numbers. That will also impact the market, but or less because of liquidity. No liquidity have in the market, but I believe this number should kind of trigger, if not today, but next week we should see better markets. All
right, we'll be hopeful to see that. Thank you so much for your time on the show as always. Ambrose Omodion, Chief Research Officer, Invest Data Consultant Limited. Still to come after the break, Nigeria is taking steps towards being a petroleum producing country. And this got a boost yesterday with the signing of a fresh oil deal that will see the country achieve its goal within the next 1 year. Well, this is our next talking point. We'll be right back.